Hello and welcome to Confessions from a Red Couch podcast, where we talk about all of the things that happen in life, all of life's journeys, from dating to social randomness to even lessons learned that we have learned along the way. I am Janae Strickland Nunn, and next to me is
Precious Cockrell, of course, her little sister.
That's my little sister, guys. She's so gorgeous. I brought Precious on today because she's amazing and she is talented. She is a great artist. This is some of her work. So please. Her information will be down on the screen, her social media. So this wonderful painting, if you have, little girls, that's amazing. She doesn't like this one, but I'm going to show it anyways because it was great. Also, just all these wonderful things. Yes. So this is her work. It's always amazing. My favorite. Booty. Yes. So if you would like one of her pieces, contact her on her Instagram page. She's going to be out of commission in a little bit because she's bringing my beautiful niece into this world. So, but still hit her up. Hit her up. So, Precious, you want to say anything else to the people?
No.
No? Okay, so we're going to start the show. So we're going to begin with random lessons in dating. And today we're going to start off with positive dating stories because, in this world today, you hear about all the dating hell and all the horror stories. I have a bunch. But today I wanted to start off on a positive note. So, Precious, do you have anything like a positive date or a positive dating experience that you want to share? You don't have to say names.
Oh, well, I was actually, I'm not a dater.
That's crazy.
It is.
Yeah.
And, most of the time, I've really never been on an actual date.
Oh, no.
That's kind of sad.
Oh, no.
It's actually really sad.
Oh.
I mean, I've, been to places with people, but
Yeah.
it wasn't, really considered a date.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
so let's, what would be your ideal date?
So my ideal kind of date is, I'm very, adventurous. I like to do more than just go to the movies or go out to eat and things like that. I think a very, very, very good dating experience would probably be like if we went downtown and maybe rented like the little bikes that they have.
Yeah, that's cute.
And then just kind of, explore.
Yeah.
Just, go see things, go to the museum. I mean, pretty much anything.
Right.
Like that.
Right. That sounds pretty cool. I would have to share it because, I just married your brother-in-law, so I'm going to talk about that date. It was crazy because I had just gotten back from Dubai the day before, and so I was jet lagged, but I knew I had to go on this date because I promised this man, I was going to go on the date. And at that point in my life, I was like, I'm going to honor what I said, and I'm going to honor my word. I was so jet lagged. I was so tired. So the morning before, I went and I got my hair done, and my hairdresser was like, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "Girl, I ain't been asleep." She was like, "You better not sleep on this hair." Ebony.
Yeah.
Ebony was like, "You better not mess up my hair." And I was like, "Okay, girl. I'm going to put a bonnet on, but I'm getting ready to take a nap." I'm going to sleep. And then, so it was bad because I was late because I woke up late, and I told him it was a wreck on my street, and I couldn't get out.
On the street?
Yeah, on the street, getting out the neighborhood.
You lied.
Yeah, I lied. I told him. At least I told him. But the day was really amazing. We went to eat Italian food, and then we went to the movies, where I fell asleep in the first 10 minutes of the movie. But I told him I was jet lagged. I told him what was wrong, and he was just like, "Oh, it's okay, it's cool." And so, yeah, from that point on, he held my hand really tight.
Did you snore?
I don't know. I hope I did. I really hope I didn't, but I think I did. But yeah, he held my hand like really tight, and then he tried to get a kiss. I was like, oh no,
Sorry, I don't kiss
I
on the
don't
first
kiss
date.
on the first date. We don't do things like that.
I don't do that.
I don't do that, sir. He was in his feelings too. He's like, you ain't gonna kiss me? I was like, no. No.
Where your mouth been?
I don't know where your mouth is. You nasty. So yeah, that's one of my positive dates. But it is good, like you said, to go explore, because everybody doesn't like to always just sit down and eat.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to do more things where you get to talk too. Because conversation is key when you're dating.
Yeah.
You get to know people more, and, because you can't talk in the movies.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah, you cannot talk at all in the movies. Or you could be like me and just fall asleep.
You seen that part?
You saw that? What happened? I
No.
don't know. Yeah. All right. So let's move on to social randomness. Goodness, it's been a lot. Like, I follow the Shade Room, and sometimes I have to mute it because it makes my head hurt.
Yeah.
It's so much.
When they were Nicki Minaj and Cardi B were going back and forth, I couldn't handle it.
I know. Same here.
I was like, mute.
Yeah, I was the same way. I was done with it, but I did watch when 21 Savage got taken into custody by ICE because he was British. That's not funny.
It's not funny, but it's very unexpected.
It's really unexpected because he's been here since he was like 7.
Yeah, I think that, yeah.
It was something like that for a long time. And then sources say that, like, he had been trying to get his paperwork together and, just didn't go through. And so I guess, they figured they'd pick him up. But he's out on bail. So, hopefully that goes good for him.
That's unfair. He been here too long.
He has.
And
it's not like
long.
Somebody was like, he has a felony.
Okay.
Okay. And
you probably got one
you
too.
probably got one too. Or did some things to get a felony. Come through. Yeah. All right. So the next thing. Okay. So I sent you the book that I've been reading, right? Eloquent Rage by Brittany Cooper. The book is so good. So it talks about Brittany Cooper she says that she is a black feminist, but like she still has grounds like in the church, but she talks about all these things like that are happening in society that are keeping like it's basically just built in to keep black people down.
Yeah.
And she talks about patriarchy, how men have this thing where they're entitled, and which we see it all the time.
Yeah.
But it's mainly so she goes into that, and she goes into like my favorite thing was when she talked about, because she's single and I think she's a little bit older than me, and she was just saying how society makes us sometimes feel bad because we're not with anybody because we're so old, we have all this stuff going for us. But even before that, they tell us, I can speak for myself, how like they tell when I was, GT classes and all this stuff, and then, girl, you better get them books. Don't worry about boys right now. Focus
wait until
on.
You're older.
Yeah, wait until you older, and then when you get older, it's like,
why you ain't got a man?
Yeah, why you ain't got no man?
You told me to take care of myself, so
yeah, you've been telling me to take care of myself for so long, so now
kind of used to it.
What you think I'm gonna do? What you think I'm gonna do? Like just up and somebody's gonna appear?
Yeah.
Like it's just gonna poof. There it is. So yeah. So she goes through a lot of things, which is it's a really good book. I think you should read it. It'll have you like sometimes like at one point it had me like
I'm
ready to nuck and buck. But then I had to calm down and like listen to what she was saying a little bit more, and because there's things you have to work within the system sometimes just to make things right. Yeah. All right. Last but not least, Cardi B, the lady who touches my ratchet soul.
Ratchet soul.
My ratchet. This is a part of my soul that's ratchet.
Oh, you sure it's a part?
It's a third. A third. She won a Grammy. I love it.
Me too.
I
really do. But she's getting a lot of backlash from it.
But I don't understand why. I mean, like a lot of people like to bring up, oh, she was a stripper, but your favorite rapper was a doughboy. Like,
Does it really matter?
it doesn't matter.
Everybody comes up from somewhere.
Yeah.
I think I know that I read something and they were saying how they felt like it was, you know, the nomination was unfair because of all the people that were in it. You know, they were like, oh, Mac Miller, you know, they tried to use like
The fact that he committed suicide.
pretty much, you know, but it's kind of like, they were like, so what happened to Drake? What happened to
Drake did win something.
He did, but he wasn't in the same category.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Like they feel like it was like a setup. Like, you know, like, oh, well, they kind of forced her to win. I'm like, that's not.
But let's think about how popular her music is and like how her music sells.
Exactly.
Like, it's not like she's just, you know, she was some Rudy Poot little girl,
Exactly.
you know, like she's
Like Bad Baby or
yeah,
something.
yeah, like her, yeah. Or somebody else was like comparing her to like these women in rap that I have no clue about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't get publicized. They don't get all of this. But you can't say, oh, these better lyricists. Okay, but who is popular?
Popular, yeah,
That's
there's
what
a
the
difference.
Grammys
Who
are about.
sells?
Who's selling records?
Yep.
And she's selling with her ratchet self. I love it.
Yeah,
I love
she's.
it. Money. Money. Okay, I'm sorry. With her ratchet self. I love it, though. I do. And I wish her the best. And, like, her and her marital situation, whatever. I wish her all the best. Yeah. And
Me too. She's definitely, she's getting a lot right now.
yeah.
Actually, I feel kind of bad. I think she maybe got off Instagram.
Yeah, she did, because BET did something about they they dissed Nicki. Like Nicki Minaj, you know I can't stand her. Anyways, like they dissed Nicki Minaj when she won the Grammys, and like Nicki was like, she backed out of performing at BET Awards because she was mad because they dissed her. And so Cardi got on and was like, don't be talking bad about nobody. We all together. We all sisters.
Cause it's true.
Because it's true. So, yeah. So, yep. All righty. Any other social media ratchetness you want to talk about? No, okay, good. All right, so let's go into confession time. You ready to confess?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So today we are going to talk about self-talk and how it can make or break you. And it's just, I think for women, self-talk is really bad.
It is.
It is really bad. Like, we are so critical about ourselves, and we get down on ourselves, and we're not perfect, you know. And I know society tries to make it seem like we should be, but
it's not how it works.
Not how it works. It's not how it works. So what are ways that you can see that you, like, your examples, like negative talk, what do you get down on yourself about?
Mostly about where I'm at in life, you know. I feel like, you know, as women, we put ourselves on a time frame for everything. And so if it doesn't happen the way we feel like it should happen, then we start to talk down on ourselves. Oh, I'm never gonna be able to do this. I'm never gonna be able to do this.
Right.
I'm never gonna be able to get here. I know that she mentioned earlier about me being pregnant. When I first got pregnant, I was not happy at all. I was so mad. I was crying. Like, I was very, 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 very disappointed because I feel like I have so much to accomplish, and now I have a kid, and so now I'm like, okay, so what am I supposed to do now? Like, am I going to be able to do anything?
Right.
Am I going to be stuck in the same, you know, like a little bitty box pretty much because I have a child, you know? So. Yeah. I have somebody else to take care of. It's not just me. Like, I can't just up and decide, oh, I want to move to, you know, Austin or something. I can't do that.
I mean, but technically you still can. You just have to hustle. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, like you said, it is about another person now. Yeah. But you can still do just about anything you want to do.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, yeah. I am so bad about myself. Like negative self-talk. I've been working on it. I'm getting better at it. But just in, like you said, with the timeline that we put ourselves on, and I don't see like my accomplishments. I just see another tick mark off my list of things that I have to do. Like I don't really celebrate. You know, whenever I do something big, it's like I'm like,
see something out. Let's go to the next thing.
let's go to the next thing. And so it's just like, because I'm like, you know, oh my gosh, everybody's like, oh, that's so good. And I'm like, girl, no, because you don't know how much I messed up along the way.
Yeah.
And, you know, and people.
It took me forever to get here.
Yeah, it took me forever to get here. I feel like it did. But nobody really does see you mess up. They just see your accomplishments.
Yeah.
Only you know what you did wrong, you know. And so it took me a minute to improve. Like, do a lot of self-affirmations instead of saying, you know, like, girl, that was trash. Because I used to say that all the time. Girl, that was trash. You stupid.
And even if it wasn't.
And nobody knew, like, you know, if I messed up, nobody knew it. But I would be like, girl, that's trash. And you was so dumb. Why you make that mistake? You know better than that. Apparently I didn't. Or I did, and I still made the mistake, you know. So it took me a really long time I feel like once I hit about, you're young, so, you know, you still, girl, you good. But I think once I hit like, I wouldn't even say like 33. Like once I hit about 34, I realized like, I started freaking out because I was like, my life, I'm halfway done. You know?
I haven't
done anything. I don't have kids. I don't have a man. You suck. You trash. You know, it was just, it was so much like I was just down on myself. Yeah. And then it got to a point where I was like, girl, if you talking bad about you, how do you think other people are going to treat you? Mm-hmm. So, you know, I had to kind of like, turn the corner. Yeah. Like, you know, I had to get better self-esteem. Like, you're not fat. You're just thick in the right places. You know? like, you know, what else? That might have been, it might not have been your best, but guess what? You got it done. Yeah. You know? So it was ways that I had to kind of start switching my mindset about that. What about you? How did you?
What really switched my mindset is when I started to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
Because for the longest time, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm so big. I'm probably going to always be big. I'm probably going to have health issues.
Mm-hmm.
And I would tell myself that all the time. And even when I wasn't big, I would tell myself that I was
fat.
Yeah. So the thing is, you know, when they say you speak things into existence,
mm-hmm.
you just cause yourself to pretty much fall into what you think that you are.
Right.
And I feel like that's a really, 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 really big problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know, constantly telling yourself that you're doing something wrong or you're not
mm-hmm.
living up to a certain thing, you're going to start to believe it and you're going to start to be it, even if you weren't doing that in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So my biggest thing was just tell them, you know, being positive, you know, about everything. Pretty much taking one day at a time. So it's almost like if I did make a mistake, I wouldn't even consider it a mistake.
Right.
I would just be like, oh, well, it's, you know, it's something that I did not have to just get over.
Or I learned from it. Mm-hmm. Moving on. Yeah.
And I had to just, you know, move from it. And when I started taking care of myself, and especially like my health, it made me realize that I can accomplish so much more.
Right.
So even though I felt like I wasn't able to do it, but because I was already doing something else, it showed me that how much more that I could do.
Right.
So
yeah. Yeah, and I wrote about that. That was a piece in my blog this week. I talked about that, you know, like just switching your mindset. And, you know, yours was losing weight. And mine was just, like I said, I figured I was at a certain point in my life where it was just stupid to think like that. Like, you know, especially, like I said, I was dating, but I didn't have anybody. You know, I had family. And that was about it. And I really, at that point, like, at the point where I was getting down on myself, like, you know, I was like, I'm unlovable, like, nobody loves me and all this stuff. Like, I had to change because if I think that, like you said, if I think that about myself, other people are going to think that about me. And then, you know, I'm going to bring in dating. Like, men can sense that. Yeah. You know, men can sense, like, oh, she desperate. That's an easy one. Easy. Yeah, that's an easy one. That's an easy pick. So when I started changing my mindset, I started doing things like, so instead of talking instead of talking negative, I would just be like, hey, let's find a positive in the situation, like you did. Let's find a positive in the situation. Like, okay, you did that. it's done.
Yeah.
And then you reflect back on it like, okay, so how can I make it better?
Yeah.
How can I do it better next time? You know, and just having that positive self-talk and that positive interaction with myself, like you said, it makes your days better. It makes things go better. You're able to find like happiness.
Yep.
Yeah, and also like you start to see, it helps you see others, because you know how sometimes we hold people on a pedestal because we're like, oh my gosh, they're perfect, I want to be like them. And then you start thinking about it like, if I'm not perfect, they're not perfect either, you know. So it's like, oh girl, let me get my whole life together.
I'm okay.
Yeah, let me snatch this together. I am all right. There's a link from, I think it's the Refuge. I think that's what it's called. And it had like self-affirmations that you say. And so it has different ones, like ones for self-belief, self-awareness, healthy body, like you said, healthy body. So things that you can say to yourself instead of, you know, thinking, I'm never going to lose this weight. Like, oh my gosh. Or saying, dang, I only lost 2 pounds. You know, instead of saying, dang, I only lost 2 pounds, like, girl, you just lost 2 pounds. Keep it moving, you know, or something like that. So it gives you, like, it has different self-affirmations just for different areas in your life, for self-love, for dating, for your career. And I started doing that also on my mirror in my bathroom. Like, every morning I would wake up and I'd be like, girl, you the you know what I'm saying? Just little things. I would giggle at it because when I first started doing it, I was like, this is dumb. But I started reading them and I was like, girl, you are this shit. Look at you. You know what I'm like, girl, look at you. You know, so I don't know. It's things like that. So what else do you do to make sure that you stay positive?
I try not to think about the negative at all whatsoever. And then when I do start to think that negative, I automatically revert back to something positive. And it's not always easy because, of course, you know, the first thing that pops in your head, if you're, especially when you're by yourself, first thing that pops in your head is something negative. Like, okay, so what do I need to do?
Right.
But when you kind of start to think negative, just like you said, you have to, you know, kind of like put a positive right behind it. Like, okay, so this just happened, but what, you know, what good came from it, pretty much. So that's really my biggest thing, is always trying to find the good in everything, even though I don't see the good at all. You know, it's like, okay, well, let me think about it. What's good about this? So
that's good stuff. So hopefully we can, you know, hopefully everybody out there, you guys can also start taking steps to, you know, just positive self-talk, because you need to love you regardless of anything else. Because in this world, you come into this world technically alone. You know, you got your parents for maybe 18. Depends on who you are. You only got your parents for a little bit of time. And then you got to get out there and you got to go out into this crazy world by yourself. And if you don't have just a positive mindset about yourself, things can get crazy. You know, it's just so much out there. So if you don't love you, who else is going to love you?
Yeah, because they can't, because you don't know how to love yourself.
Exactly. You don't know how to love yourself. And you can't even communicate how to love yourself. Like, once you get in a relationship, because you don't know. You don't know. You don't know, because you spend all this time talking negatively about yourself, you know.
So then you start doing the same thing. You know, when somebody actually tries to love you, you know, you just start saying all this stuff that don't even matter.
That doesn't matter. Okay. And that they don't even know about or care to know about.
Wasn't even worried about it. And you just said it, and it's like, okay, well, now you're bringing up stuff about yourself that doesn't even matter.
That doesn't even matter. And they look at you like, that's girl.
She tripping.
Did she just cry over breaking a vase? Like, when she was 5?
Does it matter?
Does it really matter? I don't know. Yeah, so I think that self-talk is very important. Yes. Very important. And
I think taking care of yourself also.
Yes, it is.
We were talking earlier about how a lot of people who are mothers forget about themselves after they have kids. And that could be a very depressing situation, because you see some people just kind of let themselves go after they have kids, and then when they get older, they blame the kids. But then again, it's like, you know, you kind of did that to yourself because, you know, you weren't taking care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself, and that is
true. That's true.
If you can't take care of yourself, you're going to continuously be negative, towards yourself.
Towards yourself.
And then you're going to be negative towards other people as well.
And your kids are going to see that you're bitter, too, because they're like, dang, why mama always mad?
They'll be like, I didn't ask to be here.
I didn't ask to be here. I ain't asked to make you fat. I ain't tell you to eat them Doritos. Just, but you are right. I think, and like you said, you have to take time, no matter what stage in life you are in. You have to take time out for yourself, and you have to love yourself, because the kids will leave.
Yeah.
Your parents will pass away. Yeah. Unfortunately, they do. Like,
it's sad.
It's sad to think about, but like, I don't want to think about mom and daddy, girl.
Yeah, ever,
girl.
But I just be like, it's almost something that you have to prepare for,
you have
because
to prepare for
it will eventually happen.
So everybody around you can leave. Anybody can walk away from you at any time in your life. So you have to have an anchor within yourself that I am okay.
Yeah, and I can make myself happy.
Happy. I know what I like. Yeah. I don't need you to tell me what I like, and I don't need you to give me what I like. Yeah. I can do it myself, So you have to, it's important for self-love. That was very good. All right, last segment. Hashtag, I like to do this. This is so crazy. We do this at a school I used to go to. They would be like, hashtag. Hashtag.
It looks funny.
Hashtag. No, lessons learned. So, this is the part where, we spit, old knowledge, sayings that our grandparents used to say, or, like mama says stuff sometimes, and you be like, what?
Yeah,
girl,
sometimes
no.
she says something
Girl, no.
What?
So here's one that always, my grandma Strickland used to say this all the time. Sometimes all of these come from my grandma Strickland. Maybe it's just because I always hear her voice when I hear.
The first thing.
The first thing, I hear her voice. She be like, girl. And she'll go into something. And she would always say, don't believe fat means greasy. So what does that mean to you?
You tell me what it means first.
That's funny. You want me to say what it means to me? All right. So, the whole don't believe fat means greasy. For me, it always meant girl, you know good and well you shouldn't be doing that. But go ahead and do it. You gonna see.
Yeah. You
gonna see what's gonna happen. Try it.
Pretty much.
Yes. Try it and see what happens.
You're in this situation because
you didn't believe fat meant greasy.
You didn't think he was going to catch up with you, and it did.
So you thought you was going to get away with it?
That's how Mom used to always tell me. She'd be like, you got a lot of favor on you, but favor ain't fair.
Girl.
And then when the favor start to wear out, she'd be looking like, I didn't think that ever was going to happen to me.
I told you. Oh, gosh. I used to I hated that old wisdom when I was younger, but now I'm like, girl, that made so much sense.
I should have listened.
I should have listened. Girl, I did some stuff. I did some things. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so remember when I moved back to Houston and I talked to that one dude who was crazy? He was like, no, it's just the person.
Yes.
Okay. The one who bought me a car and it was raggedy. All right. So my grandma Strickland, before I came back, she was like, "You sure you want to talk to him? He seemed kind of fast." And I'm thinking, girl, you tripping.
That's a good man. He got me a car.
But see, then I started listening to my inner self, and my inner self was like, "Girl, your grandma be telling the truth." And I remember, we would be alone together. I'd be like, "This Negro crazy." She was right, Jesus. And everybody would be like, girl, he a good man. He in such and such.
He in church.
He love the Lord. That boy was the devil. He was the devil. But I just remember she's like, all right, remember, fat meat means greasy. You could try it if you want to. Child, I almost ended up busting somebody's windows out their house. Remember that?
I do remember that. That was a long time. I was in high school.
She said, where you going? No, Mama said. She was like, where you going? I'm going to be back. I need the keys to the car. Janae, don't do nothing stupid.
Okay.
Girl, I'll be back. I had a brick and everything. She called me in the car. She said, Janae, you have so much going for you.
You don't want to go to jail.
You do not want to go to jail for that. You have to go. I had remember that weekend we left. I had to present my project, my research project, girl. Could you imagine that? Like calling up to the university and be like, I can't do it. I'm in jail.
I'm in jail.
I'm in jail. I can't get my master's degree. I'm in jail.
I thought I was finna get bailed out, but
I thought my mama said I gotta sit in there.
she said she wasn't doing it because she already told me not to.
She said, "Fat make breathe." Oh man,
It's funny.
Yeah. Well, anything else you want to say to the people? Because we are finished, ma'am.
No.
Nope. You're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good. Well, guys, we want to thank you for tuning in live. Please share the replay. Not the live. You can share the live replay if you want to. But also, we are on Spotify. We're on iTunes Podcast. Is that what it's called? You know I'm old. Sometimes I'll be forgetting about that stuff. We are on, there is my Facebook account, confessionsfromtheredcouch.com. You can also look at my Instagram account, Red Couch Confessions, because Confessions from a Red Couch was too long.
Ma'am, you can't use that.
Man, that's too long. Also, there is a YouTube channel, Confessions from a Red Couch. Boom. Look at your girl. You proud of me?
Yes, I am.
My little sister makes me feel so good when she be like, girl, I'm proud of you. Thank you, girl. Thank you.
It's okay.
Hit up my little sister because, like I said, she is a beautiful artist and she is ashamed. Booty. She's ashamed. But I don't know why. Like, she is so talented. This girl is self-taught. She can sing, too. She's not going to sing tonight, but she can sing, too.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, I'm a proud big sister. I apologize. I am. I'll be proud of my baby. My baby. She having my baby.
Need to hurry up and have her.
Well, you got to wait. She's still cooking.
It's all right.
All right.
4 weeks.
All right, guys. So thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, and comment. I just appreciate it. Like I said, this was a leap of faith. It's the second episode. High five. Boom. Got it done. Nervous and everything, but we got it done. So thank you for tuning in. Have a great night. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye, kids.